What's up, fellow Sambarians? Got a Sambar here with me today. We are going to be replacing the front lower ball joint. I did a bunch of work to this. I'm working on the back, you gotta do wheel bearing and stuff. But the front boot, the outer CV axle boot was ripped. Replaced that. And Amit's working on this stuff because I did rotors, pads. Put the wheel on, gave it a shake just to make sure everything felt, good. And it didn't feel good. The ball joint, there's a bunch of play in the ball joint. So for me to be working on someone else's car, I don't feel comfortable letting this thing go with that issue because I was the last one to touch it. And if something goes bad, that's gonna be on me. So of course we're gonna be replacing the ball joint, and I thought I would just kind of show you guys how to do that. It's very simple. It doesn't require a whole lot of tools other than maybe pry bar and a sledge and some sockets. These are pretty simple. They're not like your typical ball joints pressed into a control arm. They're actually held with a pinch bolt, so we should be able to knock it out. But anyways, so ball joints, these are the same. KV, KS, truck, van, TTs, TVs, they're all the same. However, the TTs and TVs, the ball joint is different. It's a little bit bigger than this one, but same process on getting it removed and installing a new one. So yeah, let me get some tools gathered and we will get the ball joint out and get the new one in. Okay, so first we're going to want to remove the castle nut on the bottom. There's usually a cotter pin in there. That's what a castle nut's for. That's why it's got slots. I pulled the cotter pin out because I wanted to see if maybe the ball joint was just loose, but it is not loose. So there will be a cotter pin. Yank it out with a pair of pliers, and then that looks to be 17 millimeter probably. And then we need to remove that pinch bolt, which may be a 14, yeah. So 14 on the pinch bolt, and then it looks like a 17 on the castle nut. So yeah, let me go get my 17. All right, so let's remove the castle nut, 17 mil. Everything's kind of greasy on this one because that CV axle boot was blown, so you'll probably have a little bit cleaner situation. Unfortunately, I don't. But let's get this off. All right, so we got the castle nut out, the castle nut out. We don't need it because the new one comes with a new castle nut, and it also comes with a new pinch bolt and a cotter pin. So yeah, we'll just get rid of that. I do have those on my website if you want to do that. Let's get the pinch bolt out. Now, I have my power bar. We're going to see if we can pry this thing down and out. Yeah, let's unbolt the sway bar. That'll give us a little more droop because that's holding on. So let me get, actually I got a 12, I just need a 12 ratchet wrench. Should technically allow us to move it a little more freely. There we go. Okay, so we're going to use our handy dandy ball joint separator tool. You can rent these. I bought this entire set that's got a bunch of different ones from Napa, which Napa's a little bit on the pricey side, but that's okay. Now let's pop that thing up and out. Let's give it a couple tappies. Yoo-hoo! Okay, there we go. Feels like there's a little play inside there, so no bueno. All right, so let's throw that aside. Let's kind of clean this up just a little bit. So let's take our new one Our new ball joint. TRW. These are good ones. I like them. Put it down in the hole there. There we go. Put the castle nut on, and you'll really tighten that thing up, and then obviously line it up with the hole so you can get the cotter pin in it. So let's see if we can tighten it up without it free spinning right now. Nice. Okay, that's tight. Let's make sure we get see where our hole's at for the cotter pin. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we have access to the hole. Bing. Bada bing. There you go. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So now let's go ahead and get this to come back down. Oh, and then get it to come back in our steering knuckle. A few little love taps. There we go. Okay, so the way those pinch bolts work. Actually, yeah. It's obviously grooved. So your bolt, you got to make sure you line up so you can get the bolt through there in the little slot. So let's go ahead and put our new bolt and lock washer in. Get that nice and get that tight. Woo, very good. Okay, so now let's get our, oh man, this is what I don't like about messing with the sway bars. Hold up, what's going on? Hold up, wait a minute. There we go. Sway bar and leg bolt back in. Cool. Okay. There you go. That's how you do your ball joint. So it's so easy on these things. I think having yourself a ball joint separator tool like this, again, you can most likely rent from AutoZone or O'Reilly's. I bought a whole kit from Napa because it's better to have this than to be banging on stuff with a sledgehammer. It doesn't look very professional. But yeah, you can always, again, bang it with a sledgehammer if you want. It kind of helps though to break up obviously the corrosion when they get stuck inside that hole, using one of these and then tapping it with a sledge, but not banging on it to where you're destroying anything. But cool, that's how you do your ball joint, your lower ball joint on your sandbar. Again, that's across all the sandbars: truck, van, KS, KV, TT, TV, TW. It's all the same. It's just a different ball joint on the trucks. I mean the TTs and up. 6th generation sandbars versus 5th generation. Very, very easy. You can do the other side. If you would like, the other side look to be newer. I think they had done some front end work on this thing at some point and for whatever reason didn't do this ball joint. So now we're all solid again. And now I can get onto the back. I got to do wheel bearing and new drum. That drum, I'll show you real quick. This one came in, it's towed in, I should say. These drums are supposed to be splined inside there. It is smooth, like a baby's bottom. So yeah, we got to replace that. The cone, centered cone washer, that's round. It is not supposed to be round. So yeah, I got a bunch of these parts too. So like I said, we're gonna do the wheel bearing. I have that stuff on the website. I'm not particularly gonna make a video on that. But yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Stuff, links down below. Like, subscribe if you would. That would be incredible. And I will see you all on the next one. See ya.